Now that was funny. That was quite funny. Good morning, all. R2D2 bleep bloops. I saw your comment, Mike. I saw you before you retracted it. Moo moo, everyone. So I have to tell you all, and I'm starting a little bit early. I just thought that was hilarious, so I thought I'd start. I don't even remember where moo started, but I say moo for good morning. Moo. I can't remember who it was with or why. It's been going on for years, many years anyway. So, and I often forget, because I use it all the time, I often forget where I use it. So I just like went moo this morning, and then straight away thought, hang on, no one's going to understand what that was, and people started replying with animal noises. Anyway, I can't remember if moo was like morning, something like that, or if it was, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. But hello everyone. It's a nice turnout so far for a Wednesday morning or a Tuesday night. Sherlock Holmes, you got to do that with your best Aussie accent. G'day, mate. Yeah, not everyone in Australia talks like that, by the way. I don't know how often I've said g'day, mate. Yeah, maybe. Not a lot, anyway. John McRae's in the Bahamas. I'm so jealous. Yes, I was sick, Michael. Ollie was sick. She had a head cold, and then she gave it to me. I had a head cold. So it wasn't too bad. It wasn't disastrous. It was just but I definitely couldn't do Make a Cast. No, I definitely couldn't host it. No, not the way I was feeling. I was really stuffy in the head and couldn't concentrate. I can't concentrate at the best of times, but I couldn't concentrate even more so. I'm going to say hi to folks in the chat today. So let's go back. So Mr. Watts said he's going to go play football, but he'll come back later. Yay! Awesome. Hello, Rat Madness and Michael and Adam. Hello. And Mike. Trains are cancelled due to the weather. Let's keep scrolling. Haven't done this for a while. I miss it. I think I miss it. Wow, lots of chatter this morning. Hello, Mr. Andy Callaway. Hello, Embedded Hobbyist. Hope I don't miss anyone. I'm scrolling quickly. Hey, did you cool things? My DHL Express parcel from LCC arrived. Less than 48 hours. Yeah, it's been really quick deliveries, I found. I've been getting deliveries in like 2 days, which is great. They got stuck for a long time. Open straight up, bit paranoid. Yeah, I've been opening all my packages. I don't care, whatever. No coughing that I'm aware of. Teletronics, good morning. Sorry, I was supposed to be going through and saying hi. Hello, Ivan. Principato. Bet you I pronounced that really incorrectly. That's okay. Azzy, good morning, Azzy. Hey, Hojad. Hope I haven't missed anyone. Scrolling still. Hey, Christopher White. Crow. Yeah, there's no crow yet, but just wait, it'll come. Hey, Johnny. Crazy Roops, hello. Oh, still scrolling. Hello, Andrew Wise. Hey, Marco. Hello, Mr. David Grans. You're here early today. Dustin Watts, hello. And David Hertz Hertz. I don't know how to pronounce it, but there's two Davids now, so I have to say hello. And Sherlock Holmes, g'day mate. Hey Rotter. Fruxwerg. Wow. Who did I miss? Metty04 Electronics, hello. Albert. I'm not going to pronounce your surname because I'm going to destroy it. Sorry. Hey, Alan. Good morning. G'day, DC Alan. Waika Radio. Hello. Wookie. Long time lurker. Well, I'm glad you said hello. Aladdin is here. Hello. Is that actually really Aladdin? Is that really your name? Because if that is really cool name. Hey Bolly. Hey Tony. Hurts. Okay, just hurts. Like, so can I call you Mega? No, that's just bad joke. Hey Peter. Good morning. Cool, I got through the list, except I'm on Top Chat. Why am I on Top Chat? The stream's always on Top Chat, but yeah, okay. I'm just really terrible with pronunciation of names. Like, I feel really bad when I mispronounce someone's name. And I think that comes from the fact that no one can pronounce mine. So, yeah. Well, there you go. So, W.O.P.R time. I finally got my PCBs that I ordered on January the 10th. And I don't know why, like, I haven't even opened most of them yet. They're still in the bag, but they sent 5 of them separately. I think there were 5 that had to be redone. So I got an email in late January, even though they were closed, just before the shutdown. Like, when they were supposed to come back from holidays, and just before the shutdown, I got an email saying that there was a problem with the production run and they have to remake a bunch of them. So it could have been that there was only 5 bad, and that's what they came separately for. I haven't opened these yet and checked them. I don't even know how many are in here, because it's got the whole order number, but it doesn't say how many. But I can't remember how many I ordered. So, what did I miss? See on how many Australian cases of Corona. Mike said people got crazy for shopping. I don't know how many cases there are. Can I tell you something? Yaz showed me, I don't have it, Yaz showed me pictures of one of our, there's like, we got 3 or 4 supermarkets near us. One of the local supermarkets, all the shelves were empty. People went in and went crazy and just bought everything off the shelves. I don't understand it. Like, it just shows you the lack of education and understanding of the common person anywhere, even in Australia, right? And we're definitely the bottom of the pool. I'd class a lot of Australians with a lot of Americans in terms of the... Yeah, and I'm saying that straight up. Sorry to turn this political, but if Trump gets back in, seriously. Anyway, so... Is Isaac Einstein brother on here? Who? What? Where? Who? What have I missed? So yeah, people have just been going crazy, and I don't understand it. So the first thing is, it's fully treatable, right? The casualty rate is very low, and it's generally when people aren't getting medical attention, or at the start when they didn't know what it was and there was no medical attention for it, right? I don't understand what the panic is, but yeah, you showed me photos, and we're both looking at these photos, going, "What are people? What are people doing?" I don't know. I don't understand people sometimes. Low is a relative term. Hello, Ian. Yes, Ian, you would be exactly right. Frank Einstein. Who's? Did I miss a name? Who's Frank Einstein? I must be missing part of a conversation. Hey, Jet Gyrotech, they can only treat the symptoms. What do you mean? My understanding is that if you're infected and they get to you medically, that the fatality rate, my understanding was it's close to 0. That was my understanding. Look, I have not been reading a huge amount about it. I was very early on, but I don't know. The issue with COVID transmissibility, super contagious. Sure, it is super contagious. Like, I get that. So thousands of people running into a supermarket at the same time to clear the shelves. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, but they are only treating the symptoms. Right, well, they might only be treating the symptoms, but it's still not fatal if you get medical attention, is what is what I believe. I don't know. Right, so people are high risk of infection, but not necessarily. But again, look, it's yeah. I don't know. Maybe look, I'm not an expert on it, so I should probably stop talking about it. But as someone mentioned just earlier on, it's not a natural disaster. Like, it's not a like, you know what I mean? It's I think the level of panic that just started here in Australia is ridiculous. So firstly, although, like, we're a massive country, right? Like, in terms of our land mass, we are just humongous for our population compared to any other country in the world, from my understanding. Hey, Tinker Dad, good morning. Hey, Graham. Hey, Intermit Tech. So, and sure, our population is clustered around the edges of Australia, but in terms of population, we're not dense for the size of the space. So, yeah, it's not like other regions. You know, like, if you look at the size of Italy, for instance, as a country, and the number of people in Italy compared to the size of Australia with the number of people in Australia, the density is, I don't know. I think of all the places in the world, a mass panic of people buying stuff and hoarding it and staying at home in Australia just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I don't know. I think it's I've got something all over my screen. I think it's just a very weird, uneducated response. That's all. Is population dense in the three main cities? Very urbanized, but very spaced out. We're still not dense. We're not dense like other places around the world. Like, we're not. We're definitely, for Australia, our dense areas are denser than the rest of the country, but compared to around Europe and other places and Asia, the density, number of people, like how much space all of us have with our housing, you know, our land and stuff, like how we're spread out it's very spread out. Yeah, that I'm not an urban planner, you know. I learn everything I know on Google, so I could be totally wrong. Been playing the Pandemic board game since late last year. Great game, now attracting lots of attention. Interested in playing in a public place. Yeah, that would be not taken well. Lots of lag. There's no lag here. Maybe it's just YouTube. Maybe it doesn't like me talking about this. Okay, let's stop talking about this stuff though. Okay, let's move on. Let's get back to W.O.P.R. So, I have got so much to do to get these kitted up. It's pretty crazy. I'm happy for you guys to keep talking about it if you want to. I'm going to move on from it. Andy Callaway's using, that's actually quite colourful. Your emoticons, yeah. 3 corona victims. Victims as in fatalities, or victims as in 3 confirmed cases. We have to be careful how we talk. Hey Ian, hey Andy Mouse. And I'm sorry if I didn't say hello to anyone. Hello Electro Point. Sorry if I missed anyone when I was talking. W.O.P.R with bacon and cheese. Yum. Yeah, let's get. There's more. There's better things we can talk about. More happy things. Anyway, happy things. So, yeah, there's lots of people. Hang on, I'm gonna switch cameras. Let me switch cameras. I'd piss on a spark plug if I thought it would do any good. Oh, none of them more ill than normal flu. That's right. Okay, so you can be careful using the word victim because that normally suggests fatality, right? Right. So we're going to move from virus to thermonuclear war. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me just switch over here. I'm going to do this kind of out of order. It's all over the place, right? So let me move it out of the way. So I've been laser cutting front panels, right? So these are the, well, let me just grab this over here. So these are the tinted black that go over the front of the W.O.P.R, right? So I've been laser cutting those. I still have to, actually, I don't know if many of you have even seen this. I still have to laser cut for the kits all of the little numbers. Hands up how many people didn't see the imagery with the numbers. How many people aren't on my Instagram? Probably a few of you. When I say put your hands up, I mean that's just ridiculous, right? I meant say yes or no in chat. Anyway, I'll show you what these are soon. So I need to laser cut stacks of these, right? Hey Joe. And I'm currently 3D printing, as you can see here, they've all got brims on them. I'm currently 3D printing these bits here that go around. Let's get it off. Off. Currently 3D printing these pieces here that go around the digits. And so I was doing 3 at a time, which takes about 5.5 hours. I'm now doing 4 at a time. And I started a print just before. You might hear it printing during the stream today. And it's a 7.5 hour print. So whoa, lots of printing time ahead. And I don't even know how many kits I'm gonna make. I might end up selling 5 of them, right? I had a lot of interest when I first had the video come out, but that was ages ago now, right? Because, you know, everything got delayed because of the China shutdown. I could have been preparing all this stuff before, but I just never got around to it. Looks quite large to ship. That'll affect international shipping. No? Well, that's the thing. That's one thing I need to work out. So, which I'm going to have a look at today, and I'll show you all what I'm hopefully planning on doing. Right, so I've been printing these. Let me just move these out the way. I did start doing this while I was waiting for the parts that I had. So I had already pre-ordered a whole lot of digits and stuff. So I've been cutting up lots of these and putting them on foam to protect them. Right, so I've got a few of those, and I just received in the mail yesterday another pack of them. So I'll open that today, and I'll do some more. I'll put these on. I'm gonna actually be kitting a lot of this stuff up on the stream today and show you what I'm doing and how I kind of kit things up. And I mean, I don't know, you might be interested, you might not be. I got quite a few things to solve and do. I had stacks of my LED drivers arrive, but of course they come in tubes like this. So I have been where's some more of them? Where are they all? Right, so I've got all sorts of odd strips, but like I need 3 per kit. So like there's 3 here, there's 3 here. I need to take them all out of the strips, cut up all the strips, all the tubes, and then like kind of put them all back in again to do sets of 3, because I want them to come in the tubes to be protected, right? So I don't even know how many I've got, if I've got enough, and these come from LCSC, so I can get them all as I need. So I don't even know how many kits I can make right now. I think I've got more PCBs than I've got anything else. I have lots of screws to put it together, but I probably don't have enough of the standoffs at the back for more than about maybe 10 kits. I need to order some more of those. Now, for those that, from the video about the W.O.P.R, I did mention that I didn't know what I was going to do about the RGB LEDs here on the back, because people can't solder these on themselves just because the nature of what they are. So what I've done is, here's one that I did yesterday. Let me just zoom in. Right, so I've actually got a set on here right now. So I put the 0.1 microfarad cap and the 5 LEDs, and what I did was, because I tried to save myself some money, is instead of getting a stencil for this, I just laser cut myself a stencil just out of some mylar that I had, a strip of mylar. So the idea is I will pre-populate each one of these boards with the LEDs, right, and the cap. So as a kit, you'll only have to assemble the back of the board, which is all the fun stuff, right? The ICs and everything else, and then obviously all the let's back out, all of the hand soldering, through-hole soldering. So there's quite a lot of surface mount on the back to do, and then obviously buttons and stuff. So I'll be pre-making these. I don't think that it's fair to try to ask people to hand solder these on. You can do it, but the LEDs, they melt. You got to be very careful with them. Where did I put the ones with the LEDs? Here. Because the whole case is plastic. Like if you touch that with an iron, the plastic instantly melted. So yeah. So it just means that when people get the kits, they'll be a little bit uneven. Like they won't be lying flat on the board, right? So you just have to be careful when you're soldering on. You know, maybe even stick something underneath it or whatever when you're working. I don't know. Hey Alex, how you doing? So that's how I solve these. Hang on, what question? Did you source the pink foam locally? No, I can't find it anywhere. I've been hoarding foam from packaging that's been coming in for ages. I'm down to just this last piece like this. So I'm going to cut this up today so I can fit 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of 6 segments on here. But then the good news is this comes in foam anyway, right? But not enough that I can cut it up as is because they double side them. So when I move enough of these off onto here, there should be enough, hopefully, foam left to do the rest of them from here. But I do have some other foam. Well, hold on 1 second. Sorry. So I've actually got this piece of foam. Just go back to here. Which is it's a bit softer. It's still thick. It's definitely as thick as the pink stuff, but it's this pink stuff's quite hard. You know what I mean? Where this is quite soft, and I think this is going to squish out of shape. So no, it doesn't have to be pink. That's just what comes. So this came in a box with some stuff that I bought, and this was just on the top to protect it, but I just don't know how good this is. So hopefully, like, that'll be my last resort, because that's kind of that foam that's designed to change shape and to mold around things. Sky blue purple is the best. Look, I don't really care what color. Most of my stuff's pink, but I do have, like, some of these were done in white. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 lots already like this, and I'm pretty sure there's another 10 in here. And I will, so that's 20 kits. And then, I can't remember how many, I think I've got maybe 30 PCBs, I don't know. I'll order another 10 if I need to. As I said, like, I don't know how many I'm going to sell, if any at all. I think the momentum of it all died off. So, yeah. Is the pink stuff not anti-static? I don't know if it's anti-static or not. I'm not overly fussed about the anti-static, to be honest with you. And so, like, one thing I did do, this was actually really cool. So if I just, oops, wrong screen. Let me switch screens. So, with the buttons, so here's a built one, right? So these button caps I actually designed myself. So they're just normal buttons, right? Is that bright enough? Let me make this a bit brighter. Other way. Whoa, too bright. Okay, so I actually designed these caps myself. I don't know how many I'll sell. Yeah, it's not what I'm... Sure, I'm just saying the momentum kind of went, right? Like, at the time when I released that video, and Hackster wrote about it, and it was on Hackaday and stuff, there was stacks of people contacting me and commenting in the video that they'd love a kit, they want a kit, they want a kit. But that was like 2 months ago now. Like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. The only problem part with all of this is getting these displays. There aren't a lot of people that sell the ones I need, and none of them offer fast shipping, like the 13 to 20 day shipping through EMS. I don't know, maybe every country is different, but like if I buy from Ali, I can buy with normally it costs like $5 or $6 more, and I can ship it. I can do the 13 to 20 day delivery, and it normally gets here within about 10 or 12 days. But neither of the places that sell these offer that, and so they're all the 20 to 40 day deliveries. Yes, you're all reminding about Tiny Pico, I know, but this is a bit different. And the other thing is, this is designed to work with a Tiny Pico and an audio shield, right? So for those that don't have a Tiny Pico and an audio shield, like when I list these on Tindie, there'll be an option to say, hey, ship it with a Tiny Pico and ship it with an audio shield. But for those that don't want to buy a Tiny Pico or don't have a Tiny Pico, they might pass on these. I don't know. I mean, technically you can wire any microcontroller into it, right? Not a problem. And I'll even, on the pinout sheet, which I'm going to maybe even do today on the video, on the stream, because quite a few people have asked me how I make my pinout sheets, so I might actually make one and show you. I think I will actually. I can put on the pinout sheets what pins are used, so people can connect other things to it, but it's just going to hang off the back with wires, right? So look, I don't know yet. Right, I was talking about these button caps, so I actually printed a whole bunch of button caps. Well, I started printing a whole bunch of button caps, right? Just started, and I bought a whole bunch of these buttons because I was out of the buttons. But then I found these on JLC PCB. Not JLC, on LCSC. Wow. I found these, and I'm quite excited. These are buttons that have got caps already on them. They're actually attached. And they're almost the right length. They're a fraction shorter, but they actually work really well. They're actually perfect. So I bought myself 100 of these, so that's enough for 50 kits. And yeah, I'm really happy with that because I don't have to worry about printing these caps and stuff. And the printer caps, they work really well, but they're not quite as nice. Hey Pierre, pin out how-to video. I sure would watch this. Not sure how many would. You have button envy. I have button envy. This is really cool. I didn't know. Like, I've seen plenty of buttons that you can buy that have separate caps, and you can get all sorts of shapes and sizes for different caps. But I've not seen buttons where they actually come attached like this. I'm sure they're everywhere, and I've just never looked for them. Never needed to look for them, so I didn't know. Tiny Pico, not expecting many sales. The next project is a W.O.P.R. Stop picking on me. Stop it, please. Stop it. Okay, so that's exciting. So I've got my buttons. I've got those ready to go. I haven't started... I haven't worked out yet how I'm going to cut up all of the passives. Like, you know, they're going to have to come obviously on strips. Obviously, like stuff like this, it'll come in on. So I have to cut up lots of different strips of. There's not a huge amount of parts. There's three caps, 2 shot keys, a button, and then that's pretty much it, I think. Yes, that's a Tiny Pico with no antenna on it. Okay, and some resistors here and resistors in there. So what do we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 passives, 3 LED drivers, and a button is what you need to solder on. So that's not too bad. Not too bad. So I need to obviously cut up lots of those and get them in bags and stuff. So and I've got stacks of these headers, obviously. Stacks and stacks. That's some craft. Looks really cool. Hey Philip, what's some craft? What are we talking about? I don't know what we're talking about. So I'm just going to quickly put this one back together, just for those of you that haven't seen the little RGB LEDs. Although I got a funny feeling there's no code on here right now. That'll suck a little bit. Yes, I think the standoffs are going to be my problem right now, because I don't think I've got enough of them. So the reason the standoffs are important. Hey James. Hey Christopher. I hear the printer in the background and I was like, hey. No, that's my print. It's a 7-hour print. I'm printing more of these. For those that missed it, these are the bit that I just put on here. I've got lots of these to print. Lots and lots. And unfortunately one printer takes a while. So I could just use just nuts for the top one, and I have stacks of nuts. Stacks of nuts, yeah. But the bottom ones need the long standoffs because they're the feet, as I'll show you now. So the bottom ones, so see the lip comes down at the front. You can see it's kind of transparent. The front plate goes longer, and then these become the feet, so it sits on an angle. For those that caught the video, I'm pretty sure I had this in the video. So this gives you clearance so the tiny Pico doesn't touch the ground. So it sits on an angle like this. Can't really see from the... So that'd be straight, but it sits back like that. So I don't think I have enough of these. I'm going to have to go and find some. I'm sure I can find some locally. I hope I can find some locally, but they'll be expensive. I want them... They're going to be the nylon ones though, not the metal ones. So if I plug this in, I don't know what code's on this. There might be some RGB LEDs still, and there might not be. No, there's no code. But I can put some code on. So these little digits... Let me grab some. You need another printer. I've been wanting to buy another printer, but I don't need one. There are times when I could use 3 printers, and there are times when my printer doesn't even get turned on. So it's really hard to justify. Like the worst is when I'll get 4 or 5 Rooflow Master orders in at the same time, you know, and I want to ship them all out within a couple of days, but it's like 5.5 hours per case. So these digits, they're laser cut and they're etched. I'll get them in and then I'll show you. So they click into the top here, so you might be able to see inside there, that's the RGB LEDs that are facing up, the sideways ones. So these just slide in. And these are the DEFCON numbers, which I've not even finished the code for. I know. I've been kind of busy. God, you guys are going to just go crazy when you find out what I've been working on. All the different things I've been working on. Crazy. So the digits are like this. I'll get closer in a moment. I need to put some code on it. Let me get some code. At least get some flashy RGB code. So I found a bug with the new Arduino IDE. It's going to go full screen for me just while I'm loading this. So with the current version 18.1.2 or whatever it is, 1.8.12, yeah. When I'm running dual screen, if I move an Arduino window to my second screen, disappears. The whole Arduino IDE disappears. Very frustrating, let me tell you. And I keep forgetting because I'm used to working multi-screen. Okay, sorry, it's still loading. Arduino IDE on the Mac is very slow. Okay, do I have... I'm just gonna... I think I'll just do the Neopixel Strand test or something. Neopixel, that'll do, Strand test. Just so you can see them cycling, except I gotta remember what pin it is, right? I think it's 27. Wow. I have to find out what pin it is. I'm just showing me right now because there's really nothing that I'm doing right now is overly interesting. Trust me. It is... Yep, it was 27. Excellent. So I go, see, I can't drag it to the other window so you can see it, because if I share it, it'll crash. 27 is the pin, and LED count is 5. Okay, I'm just compiling that. What am I missing in the chat? Hey Helmet, does the DEF CON level go from left to right or right to left? It goes from left to right. So this is number 1, and that's number 5. Is this going to compile? There we go. I should have just made it rainbow. There you go. Let me just get a bit closer. So obviously the light in here, it makes it flare up on the camera. But they're the little digits that light up. And they look really cool. Yeah, I know Platform IO is amazing. I try to spend as little time in Arduino IDE as possible. The thing is, most people are still in the Arduino IDE. Like if I do write-ups or anything, it's doing it in Platform IO scares a lot of people off. So yeah, this just adds a little bit of bling to it, which is kind of nice. And they just pop in, they just come in and out. Right, really easy to put in and out. And they lock in place, and they don't really fall out. Oops, let's like knock them out. I mean, unless you turn it upside down, they won't fall out. Glitz cells, yeah. And so transparent still when not lit up. Yeah, they're transparent when not lit up. So like individually, they don't light each other up. If I were just to tell it to just do LED 1, I'm just going to hold on a second and make just the rainbow happen and not the other flashies, because they're distracting. I'm just going to redo it, so only number 1 will go off. I hope it's number 1, or is it number... Yeah, it should be... I don't know which one's number 1 in terms of code. I can't remember. But you'll see that when this starts up... Oh, it didn't turn the other ones off. Let me reset. There's a reset button on the bottom. Oh, I gotta power it down. It's the LEDs that we're caching the state. That's all. There you go. So, okay, so that's number 1 in terms of code. As you can see, it's not lighting up the number 4 at all. And that's because on these, the 3D print here, which that's the back of it, I've got these black walls that separate each of the LEDs, and the LEDs get pushed inside there. So they've got a black bar in between them to block the light spill. Otherwise, the edge lighting of the acrylic would light up between all the different digits, if that makes sense. So that's what they do. They kind of protect the light spill. What's the time to make like for the numbers? So what do you mean, what's the time? What, to laser cut these? Are you talking about laser cutting these? What do you mean by making? I mean, obviously I designed these up. They look pretty easy. It's just 4 numbers, and there's a bit of edge. You probably can't see. But there's a very fine edge cut around them as well at the front, which gives you a little bit more front-on edging. Otherwise, you wouldn't really see the outside. You'd only see the number. No, these are, I mean, laser cut really quick. I could probably do a sheet of 50 of them, in about, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe. I mean, it's got to go back and forwards the laser to etch them, right? And that's the slowest bit, right? Because I could change the fidelity and make it quicker, but the numbers won't look as nice and sharp. So, I mean, look, it's definitely a lot of extra work. Look, I don't even know how I'm going to price these yet, and whatever I price them at, it's not going to cover my time on them. You know, it's not going to cover how much time I spend laser cutting and how much time I'm spending printing and stuff. So the tricky thing with these is when they ship, they're going to have the paper still on them, right? And so you're going to have to peel the paper off. And it's actually, for the users, it's going to be a little bit annoying because like it's quite hard to get the paper out of the numbers. Like you need to really scrape it out or get some IPA or something to clean them off, because the paper debris sits inside the numbers. So there's a bit of cleaning involved for the end user once they take the paper off. Processing cleaning. No, well, I won't be doing the cleaning, that's the thing, right? Like users are going to get these like this with the paper on it and those with the paper on it. Unlike my 14-digit displays that I make, I'm not spray painting the outside edges. They stay clear. So there's not a lot of work for me once they're cut, other than getting them all and putting them all into the bags and stuff. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with all the bits. So I've got everything I need here to make some kits, right? But the biggest challenge is going to be, I'm just going to put this back to 6 and let this sit and run for a bit, because it's cute. The rainbow looks much nicer. Coffee. You can't edge them with the laser cutter without the paper. I can, but then they don't get protected when they get shipped, so they can get scratched. I mean, sure, I could take the papers. It's not overly hard to peel. Not overly. They look really nice. I wish that. Let me just turn the lighting down. It's really hard to see with the lighting. They look really cool. There you go. That's a much better view. Whoop. The numbers really do look good. You have no nails. Tweezers, I don't know. Yeah, look, I'm not sitting there. I'm not peeling them. And I'm not... Yeah, look, I could take them out of paper first and laser cut them. I'd prefer not to, though. I prefer not to. So, yeah, I still have to implement code to use these in my W.O.P.R code that I showed on my video. Okay, so, oh, hello, Mr. Watts. You could... Oh, no, it's Dustin. I thought it was Mr. David Watts. You could let it soak in something for a while. Sure, I mean, at the end of the day, good cleaning tool would be a toothpick. Yeah, look, when I say they're hard to clean, they're not like... They're not hard to clean. Like, you can't just take the paper off and stick them in. Like, you got to get the rest of the gunk off, right? And we're talking about 15 seconds per digit, you know what I mean? Like it's going to take someone a couple of minutes, that's all. It's just they're going to have to remember to do it. Like it won't be overly obvious until you stick them in and light them up to see whether you got all the stuff off. A bit of IPA and a tissue, that's, yeah, or soak them in something. Yeah, I don't know, I saw the D Watts and I went, oh, David's back. It's Watts. Oh no, it's Dustin. No, I didn't mean it that way, Dustin. I'm sorry, mate. Sorry. Okay, so now let me just move this out of the way. I've not even opened these yet, which has me a bit worried. These actually came last week, but I didn't open them. I have been super busy designing so many PCBs. Like I can't tell you how many projects I've got on the go right now. Crazy. Some really, really exciting things. Really, really exciting. Wow. Look at that. Okay. Glad wrap. Not a bad idea, glad wrap. I might glad wrap them. So apart from my Reflow Master Pro, so the projects that you know about that I'm working on, let's go through a list of what I know about, what you know about. Hey Tony. Did I say hi to you already? I can't remember. I hear IPA and I think beer. How do you think beer from IPA? Or is that a brand of beer maybe that I don't know about? Anyway, so the stuff you know about is my Nano, right? That you know about. My Reflow Master Pro, you know about. What else do you know about that I'm working on PCB wise? I mean, obviously there was the W.O.P.R, right? I'm trying to think what else you know. Okay, there might be more, but on top of that, I have, let me count. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, there's also the Pro S2 that you know about, right? Right, on top of that, I have six new things that I'm working on that you don't know about, which is really exciting. Indie Pale Ale. Oh, right. India Pale Ale. I mean, we've got Pale Ale here. I don't know about India Pale Ale. I reckon that is going to be bent pins. There's no way that survived that corner. Look at that. Yep, and this one here, I reckon, maybe that might be okay. So this one's bent. So I do have some spares from my original. I mean, I can straighten these, but I'd feel bad. 6 unknown projects. Six really cool things, yeah. I might have to build a tester for these to test them. That's really annoying. This is why, like, I want to be really careful with my shipping. So I'll show you what I want to do with my shipping. Was it Digicool that mentioned that, yes, there's a lot of things. It's not going to cost any more to ship. Like, it's going to be the same price as shipping like a Tiny Pico. That $15 shipping cost, because that's a flat fee for me anywhere in the world if it fits in the size that I need it to fit into, right? So I don't really want to have to. Yeah, that's completely bent, that pin. Damn. I'm not sure if you can see this one. That pin there is like, I can't just bend that straight. I'm gonna have to play with the pliers. I'll get back to the chat in a second. Hang on. Do this without snapping the pin. I might have to build a little tester for these. That's going to be annoying to make sure. Like, I'd be devastated if these shipped out and there's faulty ones. Yeah, I should really do that. It's a kinky leg. Yeah. Anyway, so I think that's the only one that looked bad because of that corner. There's this corner here, but they look straight still. But I could be wrong. Let me get this one. Well, you can't even see. Sorry, now I'm too close. Hopefully these ones are okay. That side's okay. Let me just check. Oh, look at these ones. Yeah, they're okay. Let's see if this side's okay. Don't your patron know about one of them? Patrons might know a couple of things, yes, but not all of them. Definitely not all of them. I'm keeping some super secret because hang on, let me just move these out the way. I need to concentrate. So I'm keeping some of them, I'm drinking coffee before it goes cold, super secret, because there's nothing like them on the market right now that I know of, and I want to be first to market on them. So that's important for me on these. That's for a couple of them. Like, some of them are just that they're simple ideas, and it's kind of like, I'm hoping people are going to go, oh my god, like, why didn't anyone think of that before? That's really cool. Like, I need one. So maybe, I don't know, I could be totally wrong. Clearly I've got a track record of not gauging things properly. And one of them is a brand, I'll say that it's a brand new brand new ESP32 microcontroller board design that I've never seen done before. So that's exciting. And other than the Pro S2, which, you know, obviously Espressif announced that they've started their S2 silicon manufacturing, but the fact is they haven't. They're only manufacturing samples at the moment. So when they say it's gone into full production, they're doing samples of their whole range. The actual full production doesn't start till end of March. So, but other than the Pro S2, and I have another board that I've designed that uses the S2 chip that my patrons know about, which I haven't announced on the channel yet. I'm holding that one just back for now because I don't have any silicon. Yeah, I've got this new other microcontroller board design, which could be, look, it could be my next tiny Pico in terms of scale, maybe. I'm hoping. If it works like I want it to, and it's currently in production at JLC PCB right now. The first prototype board. Pico amateur. What? So I'm keeping them close to my chest right now. Close to my chest. Yeah, I'm keeping them under wraps right now till I've at least got a working prototype, and I've confirmed the functionality that I'm implementing. Hang on, there's a few chats that I missed. Do you also hoard this stuff? What am I hoarding? New project, pin unbending machine. I need a pin unbending. Yeah. Oh, okay. So Michael shared a link. Do I also hoard this stuff? I don't know. I'll have a look at what this stuff is soon. So I'm just going back to the chat and see what I missed. Shipping for me is around minimum $17 based on a minimum 200 gram parcel shipping. So yeah, when I send out with Sendle, which I have issues with sometimes, but when I send out with Sendle, then I've got a fixed rate, so I can send out for 15 US dollars covers me for my shipping and my packaging costs to anywhere in the world, and so long as it fits inside an A4 envelope, and that's the thing, right? That's the tricky thing. So for those of you that have bought reflow masters off me and have seen the way I ship them, they come inside a tube. I've shown this before. So, and this is important. So reflow master gets put inside this. So it's in, whether it's in a 3D printed case or whatever, it gets bubble wrapped, stacks of bubble wrap, and then put inside here, because this is really strong. This is super hard to bend this, right? So in terms of protection, especially when it's taped up at the ends, it's really solid. And so this fits inside an A4 bag. Ooh, actually, only my patrons know about these. All my, I've still got some white left, but all of my packaging is now electric blue. So when this goes inside an A4 bag, anything I can fit in this bag goes at the same price, up to 250 grams, right? And a reflow master, all packed up, is about 220 grams, including the packaging. So that's why my reflow master sells at a fixed, including shipping, because it's a fixed rate for shipping for me, right? So what I'm planning on doing in terms of shipping this is I've got these thinner tubes. I've only got one tube right now. I'm going to try this out. These are from Officeworks, which is an office supply place, and it was quite expensive, but if it works, I can buy them cheap on eBay. And so I want to go the same premise again, where like this one, I cut this one in half. Let me get it in view. Cut it in half, and that looks like the what's inside blue. I don't know what that is. Yeah, so they're poster tubes, right? But they're the thick ones, not the thin ones. You can get thinner ones. They're too thin. But this is the thicker one, and the idea is this in half is almost like there'll be about a millimeter hangout at the end if I put two of them next to each other. right? So the hangout at the end is fine because there'll be some bubble wrap inside it. So the idea is if I can grab, let's try this out. So like there's this here. Actually, maybe we'll do this. Let me do it in this view. It might just be easier, right? So if there's a PCB, and that'll have to be protected, like whatever, and there'll be like that, and there'll be like that, and there'll be some other parts, whatever. But all this here is the stuff that needs to be protected, and this 3D, a bit of 3D print, right? I'll break one of these off. I've got to take the brims off them still, right? Here's some 3D print. Maybe these can even sit inside just to protect them, whatever, right? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, they've got to go the other way. Okay, so that won't work. That's fine. Like this, yeah? And if that's then bubble wrapped to keep it all together, and then this fits inside here, like this, bubbled. And then all the rest of the bits can either be outside in a bag, anti-static bag, like all the components. So this in half, well, the question is, will this in half fit inside an A4 bag, right? That's the tricky thing. What I need to work out. I can't get out any further. Oh, a little bit further. Right. So it's about here. Yeah, it's a bit hard to see. So will this, when it's bulked up, will I be able to close the bag? And will it be less than... Yeah, I think I will. I think that'll work. I'm hoping that'll work. What are those emojis, Andy? They're really cool. Some bubble wrap around and in the tube, ready to go. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping. Because if it fits in an A4 envelope, it's a fixed price. So that's my plan. And, oh, I left something in there. And worst case scenario is I can cut them a bit shorter and have more overhang. But that's okay, because they're going to be protected. So I don't have to worry about pressure. Oh, I can't see. I don't think I have to worry about pressure this way. Like I know from experience with my reflow masters. It's pressured this way. That's the problem, and that's what the tube fixes. So I think that's going to work. I hope it's going to work. And I'll be able to play around with the different lengths to find a length that suits properly. So, doesn't thickness matter for the price? No, so that's the thing, because this is basically, it's, as long as it's no more than 250 grams, and I need to weigh all this stuff. I don't know, actually. Let's find out. I'll be able to tell how much this weighs. Let me switch. Roughly, I'll be able to tell. So here's my scales. That's 0, that 0. So if I take all of this is a complete, this is obviously built, right? And I put that on. That's 117. Let me just maybe go that way. Let's do it flat. Right, that's 117. Now there's going to be foam and stuff in there, so let's, I don't know, and some bubble wrap and stuff. So I'll stick this on as well, just to, as some extra. And it's going to have a tube. So this is a full length tube, but so it'll only be half of this, but if we put that on as well, we're now at 250. So half of this, plus the bag, I should be able to get all of this inside an A4 envelope. 250 grams. It says mil. That's really silly. Grams. 257 grams. So I'm pretty sure I can get all this right. So if it's 250 grams and it fits in an A4 envelope, any shape, doesn't matter. If it's an A4 envelope, it's fine. Then it's a fixed price. The second it goes over 250 grams or it doesn't fit in an A4 envelope, the price really blows up, which is really bad. So I'd like to avoid that. if I can. Hope that makes sense. Hey Ev, haven't seen you for ages. How you doing? Yeah, diagonal won't work in the bag. It's got to be straight. Trust me, it doesn't fit diagonally. I've got a lot of experience putting tubes in bags because I do it a lot, as I said, with my Reflare Masters. Okay, so now there's this. So I need to make some cards, some assembly cards, and some how to make that worms. What worms are we talking about? Something's wrong with the scales. What happened with the scales? What did I miss? Oh, the chat emoji. Yeah, those emoji, they're really cool. What are they, Andy? I don't know what they are. I think I've seen the blue one before, the blue and red one, but the other ones I've not seen. 250 mil is 250 grams. No, yeah, I don't know. You mean why did it go 257? I never claimed them to be fantastic scales, and I'm pretty sure if I end up shipping at 255 grams, they're not going to complain, right? Well, I hope not anyway. So, you've all seen my pin-out cards for my... Maybe all of you haven't, right? But these... My cards that I ship with my tiny picos, and I've been doing this kind of with all my other stuff, right? So, I want to do a pin-out card like this for the W.O.P.R, but obviously bigger. So... I thought I'd do it live so you can see what I do and how I make them. Just type worm and you get to choose a color. Oh, that's really cool. Super infused sodium. I think you need the colon, don't you? Worm, yeah, and you go, oh, there's only 3 worms. Only 3. That's okay. Do colon. You need to do a colon first. It's a lesson on, yeah. Anyway, so I need to do a front and a back. So these are just screenshots from Eagle of the PCBs, which I'm not going to use those because they look ugly. So what I do is I take a screenshot of the board. So I've got that as a reference, and then so for the front of the board, I will generally put a PCB over the top, right, and put my parts over that, and then do all the rest of it. So I'm just turning that off for the moment. So I need to get all the parts in place. So these are some parts that I've already got in my library. I'm gonna have to maybe build some more. It's interesting. Why is the diode not showing the direction? So yeah, it just really comes down to just grabbing these parts and placing them, or making new ones. I might have to redo. So this chip here is actually not an LED driver. This is my MCP 23017, but it doesn't really matter because I should be able to just repurpose. The idea is to repurpose as many pieces as possible, right? But this might not be the right package shape, I don't know. Or the right, oh, it is the right number of pins. Bonus. But just slightly different shape. I'm gonna have to, which way is the, okay. Snapping gets really annoying. Tries to be clever with its snapping. Everyone's doing worms. Wormies. So yeah, it's just a matter of sitting here and getting the right shape. Like, it's not really rocket science. But I think it's much nicer to do a how many of those? to do a nice card like this than to try to just use a bitmap. This looks a bit funny, I think. Okay, so if I rename this to HT16K33, shift drag gets rid of snap. It does, but I generally nudge. The problem with shift drag is it also distorts things. Or it depends on which direction I'm doing it. Like if I'm moving, yeah, anyway. Like shift drag scales in this case, rather than moving. And I need to move this dot, because it's now in the wrong spot. I'll make it a bit bigger, so people are very clear where 0 is. Okay, so now I can just click and drag it to duplicate it. Okay, that's nice. Now I need some caps. Well, it's pretty quick to do this. I've done a lot of the work already. Of making all the shapes. They don't have to line up perfectly, as you can see. It's all vector graphics, so there's no specific scale I need to worry about. You can get nice PCB renders at tracespace.io with Gerber files. But what about components on them? I've not heard of that before. Tracespace.io. Okay. I'm pretty happy doing this the way I do these, because it makes all my stuff look consistent. Now I need to just check which way the direction of, because I don't. Interesting that they're not marked. The diodes. They're not marked on the PCBs, so there's something maybe bad with the silk. I don't know. Let me have a look at the board. Google has cancelled Google I/O. Yeah, there's a lot of things being cancelled at the moment, which is fair enough. You don't want to encourage groups of people to get together, especially when all those events have got people coming from all around the world. I totally get why they're doing it. So I just need to find out why. Why there's no marking. See this marking here didn't come through on the silk, which is really weird. If I turn, it must be in the document only. Document layer. Yeah, if I turn off the document, look at that. The document layer doesn't get included. There's no marking left. Oh, that's really annoying. One of the reasons I need to make these cards. Okay, so this is the right direction, which is good. It's probably not the right shape diode, but I'll fix that in a second. Let's make it a bit more the same of what the actual component is. Okay, maybe, I'm not sure these lines are clear enough. I might just make them a bit thicker. Maybe just do one of them. And I'll do them both, make them 0.5, so they're really clear. so when you look at the sheet when it's printed, that it's really obvious. CS and renders, sure. I'm going to. You're now a moderator, so you can share renders, share links. Output 3D PCB from KiCad. Open it in Fusion 360. Place piece renders as materials and render all. Yeah, like I'm not going through KiCad for this. Through Fusion for this because making components in Fusion seems to be an absolute disgusting nightmare. I've been trying. I hate that whole workflow for doing stuff like that. Really frustrating. Personally, I really dislike it. Anyway, I need 4. You can all come over here. 4 10K resistors. So all the passives on this are, pretty sure they're all 0805s. Yeah, they're all 0805s, so they're easy to hand solder. Hey Tom, why are you using such a top-heavy CAD for this job? Top-heavy CAD? What do you mean? This is just a vector program. I don't understand what you mean by top-heavy. Why am I going to so much trouble for this? Because otherwise they look ugly. Like a presentation for me is super important. Why not? But this is not easy. This is not a CAD program. I'm making artwork right now. I need resolution independent artwork. So this is not CAD. I'm not quite sure what you mean. I don't want to. I could just take a screenshot from Eagle, right, and print it out, and it'll look terrible. This is all about presentation. Like, again, this is done by hand in my artwork, like I'm doing right now. Okay, I mean, I've got hundreds and hundreds of people contacting me about how this looks and how did I make it and whatever else. Like this is important. The difference between that's just me. This stuff's important to me. This stuff makes a difference. Just need to get rid of all this stuff that I'm not using. I'm using that one. Not using that one. Not using that. Not using that. LEDs. Not using. And what app is it using? This is Affinity Designer. So I used to be an Adobe guy, as we discussed on a previous stream. And yeah, I weaned myself off Adobe products a while ago. And so on the Mac, there's it's available now for Windows and iPad and stuff as well. But originally on the Mac, there was a Affinity Photo and Affinity Designer. So it's basically Photoshop and Illustrator, but not, right? So they work a bit different, and it took quite a while for me to get comfortable using them because I was a pro Photoshop user, and so the whole muscle memory thing and stuff was really, really frustrating for me to move over, and it took me a long time to transition. But I kept fighting it. But once I did it, once I made the transition, I was really happy. So it makes a huge difference. I'm just going to clean up a lot of this stuff that I don't need, just so I can group stuff together better. Okay, so that two. One's the other one. Where'd I put it? Oh, it's that. Right. So those three together, I'm going to group. Oh, wow. I just realized I'm not on the right screen. This whole time I've not been on the right screen. Sorry. Hey, Station 240. I made one of those cards for myself. Yeah, like it's just... Look, I've said it before. Like for me, you know, this is a no-brainer. This is more important to me than I don't know what is more important to me than. It's just, yeah, it's just super important. Like, I don't know what else to say. It's the first experience thing. Cool. Okay, so I'm a functionality guy, not super presentation. Well, you need both, right? Took an hour arguing with Adobe to get my subscription when they renewed it at the end of its term. Yeah, like I don't know. I just I subscribed to the Adobe stuff at the start, but they just kept upping the pricing, and I got to the point where I just couldn't do it anymore. So this is the link that Hojed just sent. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that looks cool, but, you know, it comes down to how many steps it takes. It looks nice, sure. I like how they got the traces. That's one thing that I'm kind of missing. I also find that it's quite contrasty, so it's a bit hard to see the definition. But yeah, that looks really cool. Yeah, it's commercial software, but it's cheap, right? So, I mean, it's gone up a little bit in price now that they've got Windows versions. But it's like $80, I think it's, or Australian. Like $80 for Photo, $80 for Affinity, and it's a one-off purchase. You own it, right? I mean, at some point they might come out with a version 2 and there's a paid upgrade, I don't know, but it's not like Adobe was. It's not like, you know, $700 for Adobe Photoshop and then you got to pay $500 every year to upgrade it or anything. Yeah, look, that looks really cool. I'll have a play with it. Hojed, thanks for sharing. But yeah, look, this is my style right now. I need to just save what I'm up to. I've got a button somewhere. I need to find where this button is. Actually, so rather than remaking stuff, because I've made so many things now, there's probably, that's not the right one. I've probably got almost every part I need from somewhere, so I can just go and find it rather than making it again. So all the hard work happened at the start when I was originally designing all this stuff. Many makers started as designers first, electronics came much later. Look, I've always run my own businesses, right? I've always done my like every space I've ever been in has been, presentation's been very important, whether it's digital presentation or whether it's physical presentation. It's always been important. So right, I think that's the one I want. Yeah. So like that's my IO expander one, right? I mean, this is my distinct style. This is how I do things, right? All my stuff looks the same. And yeah, I just it's my button. It's my button. Right, switch. There it is. Why are you buried inside there? You shouldn't be. That's why I couldn't find you. Okay, let's go back to here. I've now got a switch. I like your house style. Thanks. Okay, obviously I've got a problem with this effects is not scaling. There's an option where you can scale with the object. Sometimes I forget to turn that on, so then it messes about when I scale it. It's better. Okay, so if I turn the background back on, just for that one, right? I mean, that's what it looks like at the moment, without any labels or anything. And obviously that's too black, like it needs to be this color. So let's find out what this color is. PCB black. L21. Okay, so that's the color board. Wow, I can't even believe I'm blue. I can take it away, no problem, but you can't post links unless I do that. So then it's really now just a matter of putting labels on, right? And then once I've got that done, because I can turn this background off, then it's a matter of putting all of the you know, all of these type of things on there, pointing to all the different things. Just retweeted the one I talked about earlier. Retweet to, okay, cool. Retweeted to who? Or tweeted at? There you go, Dustin, you're a moderator too now. You can post it here if you want to. So I need to stick little vires everywhere. Lucky I have a whole bunch. Here's some I prepared earlier. And obviously I can do this much faster than like if I'm not talking, right? And I can also, like I just sit with music on, and the next thing I know I've bunged out, you know, a whole bunch of these things. Like it's not difficult for me. Like I spend a lot of my life doing this. It's quite therapeutic actually, compared to other things. Nothing ever works as planned. Dustin, didn't you know that? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these groups are 9. So if we group that, and that's going to be called segment, and these ones are audio shield, and these ones are tiny pico. So if we go to these ones, get rid of the last of each, which will obviously be, that'll be the first, of course. Don't need that one. And don't need that one. So it's pretty quick once you get going. See, looking nice. Morning, Christian. Okay, Dustin has let's see what Dustin did. Oh, excellent. Okay, yeah. So Dustin did this one for his board. Pretty cool. Well done. Good stuff. Okay. So the nice thing is I can grab all these wires. So these are wires for the back. So if I put that in my back layer, and now I can also put them in my front layer. Front, and they will go up here, but I need to turn them around. Actually, no, I don't want to do that, do I? Delete, because they will have the LEDs on them. So I don't need to put those there. Actually, I need some of them. I don't need the segments. But I do need these ones, because you'll see these from the front. Okay. And I also need to steal some. Put you there. So there'll be buttons on here, but you'll see the edge of the wires. So group, buttons, okay, and they also copy, paste. And they will also be down here, because you'll see these over here. Okay. What did I miss? Blah blah, just like 40 people in Sydney Hospital because of that doctor. I know what you're talking about. Hey Andrew, has anyone used Dip Trace? What are your thoughts? Good, bad, not worth the effort? I've not used it, but I know people that were using Dip Trace. Most of them have moved over to KiCad now. So, I did get your tweet. It just came through, Dustin. Hey Brian. Okay, so we need to work out what we're doing on the front. Oh, I need to also make this color the same as this one. Oh, really? Yes. Oh, that's interesting. I have to restart Affinity because of all that new Catalina. You need to do this, you need to do that. Anyway, I can just change the color here. Was it 21? Okay, so I need to come up with an LED display at the front. So what will I use as a basis? I'm going to go create a new layer. It's going to be box. And it's going to have to be darker. And no border. Cover up all the white. By the way, I'm happy to stop doing this now. I can finish this later if you all. I just wanted to show everyone what I do, like how I do all this. That's all, because it's yeah. LED 14 segment, and I need to do the digits. So what I might want to do is go 14 segment If I do a search for 14 segment display, just get an image so I can use it as a template if I can find one that's the right angle. There we go. Ish, kind of. Is that kind of the right shape? Yeah, they're kind of the right shape. Shutterstock. That's okay. Don't know if it's going to let me open image in new tab. Okay. So I'm just going to use this as a background reference. Do the LEDs for the demo. Now we know how tedious it is. It is to keep up the appearances. What do you mean? Are you saying that I'm hiding? I'm confused, Johnny. What are you implying? What do you mean by keeping up the appearances? Won't the data sheet have an image I could use? A data sheet for what? For those LEDs? There is no data sheet. There's a no name, no brand things coming out of China. Not really a lot of options from a data sheet point of view. Okay, this is almost not quite the same shape actually at all, but maybe good enough. Okay, so let's put that in there. Okay, I'm just going to start, just quickly make some shapes. It maybe won't be perfect. Maybe it'll be close enough. I don't know. Yeah. Oops. Zoom back to front. Okay. So that is, let's make them red. I can play around with the corners later. I just need to start, get a starting shape. Oops, wrong button. My vertical KiCad is the best choice by far. So I was listening to the last amp hour yesterday while I was working on some stuff, and I didn't realize that, like, Chris was having a lot of issues with his clearance areas for board edges and vias. There seems to still be a lot of stuff that's missing in KiCad that I use all the time in Eagle. That would really frustrate me, I gotta be honest. So yeah, like, just keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play around with all of these angles. This is gonna be a pain in the ass. Actually, you know what I can do? I'm just gonna quickly, I just thought of something. Maybe if I go vector, there'll be a vector version of it somewhere that's kind of the right shape that I can just download. I mean, I'll clean it up later, another time. And it also doesn't have to be perfect. Like, it doesn't have to be the exact one. These are SVGs. Maybe. It's got yeah, these are split digits on top and bottom, but I might be able to. Is that really an SVG? Hello, Mr. Watts. We're doing some graphic design, kind of. We're doing let's see if this is SVG. Yeah, it looks like it might be. Oh, it looks terrible though. Yeah, that looks... It's a bit nasty. I'm very particular, clearly. Like, I'd end up just redoing that anyway. Not really a lot of choice. Maybe I can just grab one of these and distort it. Maybe. Maybe that's the best option. Yeah, I don't know. Whoops. I guess building it straight might be easier. What I could also maybe do is... if I can find it. Convert to curves, maybe. Will that work? No, that's not what I want to do. It's not convert to curves. Where's the trace? I'm sure there's a way of tracing it. There used to be. Where's trace? Oops. Trace? No trace. Wow, that's annoying. I thought there was trace. This is a new version. I only updated a couple of days ago. I thought they had bitmap tracing. I'm pretty sure they do. Oh well. Whoops. I'm going to, this is a bit wrong size. Oh, sorry, I'm missing the chat. This is called, people have been yeah, people are teasing me. No, no one's been teasing me. Why? What's going on? Okay, so let's just do this if I can. Oh, the image isn't straight. That's really funny. Actually, what color? Make it purple, and you get them roughly in the right spot. I'm going to Do a lot of quick duplication. Oh, stop doing that. Keep clicking the wrong button. Again, muscle memory. Really frustrating. Oh, these aren't straight. What have I done? Yeah, I'll really fix these later. I'll definitely fix them later. So I'm not looking at the chat at the moment, and I apologize. I will. Oops. I'll get back to the chat in a second. I just want to get something here down. Something that doesn't look totally terrible, if I can. Wow. That is terrible. Yeah, I'll have to thicken that up. Edit. Layer. Flip. Where's flip? Flip. Range. Transform. Flip horizontal. Oh, I didn't copy it first. You idiot. Layer. We've moved some menus around, which is really annoying. Okay, so that looks terrible. No doubt. No doubt at all that looks terrible. Group that. The brain muscle memory. Okay, so where's that background box I did? Oh right, that's over here. Whoops, moved it too far. No, it wasn't that one. Where was the background? Remember I made that box? Where'd I put the box? It's only slightly annoying. Okay, well, let's make it again. Is it not purple? Okay, better. Let's just delete all these other things for now. It's really ugly. I know it's ugly. I know it's ugly. Really, really ugly. I'll be redoing it for sure. Okay. It's going to be something like that, although that's a little bit big. I'm going to need two of them next to each other. I have to work out the spacing to get them so they look the same. I mean, that's pretty gross, I know. Hey Sven, I found an SVG file of the same image you used. Oh, did you? Yeah, but that image I don't want to. Yeah, it's not. It wasn't the right shape. I'm gonna redo this for sure. Gonna group these digits, and I'm going to stick some effects on it and make them look a little bit glowy, outer glow. and color overlay, and just make them a bit darker red. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to play around with that. Dark and no lit segments. Well, yeah, that's assuming that I'm gonna make it say. I could make it say something for sure, but right now they're not individual. Like I'm not gonna do them as individual segments. So obviously the background needs to be darker. And I probably want to stick just a tiny bit of beveling around the edges, very small radius, just to give them a bit of a kick, like that, maybe. Yep. Okay. I'm going to stop on that for the moment, but you can all see how I do it. I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward. The segments are going to take a little while to do. But once they're done, these cards obviously are going to get printed and they're going to ship inside the package. I've done them on an A4 sheet, and so the idea will be that there's enough space around that I could probably get them all into... look, it'd be nice if I could get... Hang on, why they should be in front. It'd be nice if I could fit it all inside two on a sheet. Does that make... Wow, okay. Go back to here. If I could do, on an A4 sheet, if I could get two lots on a sheet so I'm not wasting paper, that'd be really cool. Assuming I can get all the labels and stuff done. Or I could, because they're vector, I can scale them and they'll keep their fidelity, so I could maybe rotate them. I need to see how detailed they are when I print them. Okay, so, wow, that took, I mean, sure, I got a long way to go still, but, so that's how I do all my artwork. So what else is there to tell you about the W.O.P.R other than I really need to do these. They're really thick, maybe too thick. Where are my scissors? Scissors. Not long enough. That was silly. Should have gone this way and this way. Okay, long enough. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, as I said, I need to find that bent one. That was the bent one. Move that out of the way. I'm not sure if Brian's still here or not, but he can. I mean, I know there are a few of you that have made kits and done kits. Mr. Watts hates making kits, don't you, Mr. Watts? Just do your legwork. We'll just watch. Look, no, I'll finish that later. Like, I need to have a think about how I want to do those segments. Right, I'm probably giving Greg some OCD right now with the orientation of these, so I'll make them all the same. Yeah, like making kits is hard work. There's a lot of work involved with kitting stuff up, counting out components, working the right way to pack them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Three, 4, 5, 6, and you know, like I'm not a Why is Johnny on fire? The unexpected YouTuber. What's going on? Yeah, counting out components is the worst, especially when they're little ones. I mean, I deliberately went 0805 on these just because there's no reason to go smaller, and they're a bit easier to write on the back of them. Oh, look at these are all a bit bent. So yeah. Actually, that was, yeah, it's fine. Have a look at some of the tutorial videos on YouTube by KaiCad and FreeCAD. Oh, sick burn. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I have to take all of these off and test them, right? I really should, and I will. This one's really thick. I'm hoping maybe I don't use this one, but we'll see. My print's still got 5 hours to go. Yay. Scan your actual segments and work from there. Yeah, I could. No, I'm sure I'll find the right image. I just need to look for a bit longer. I just feel bad. I feel like I'm wasting everyone's time looking when I'm on the stream. Okay, so that's another 3 sets, and then so the idea is these ones, although the foam's not great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they're in 5s. That's annoying. I have to rotate them around and do them in strips of 6. Yeah. So this came on a much smaller sheet than my last one did, which is a bit frustrating. I'm going to have some trouble. So let's grab this other foam. Where I put it. Let's just see if this foam's strong enough to do it. I'm just not sure if it is. Multiples of my sub count with less videos. Yeah, I know, crazy, isn't it? Johnny's channel is crazy. I mean, they go in, but I just don't know. Like, I'm worried about how squishy it is, but I think it's going to be okay. I think I can use this. It's much harder to push them in. But it works. They're going to be bubble wrapped, remember? And they're going to bubble wrapped inside a tube. So I think they'll be fine. I'm 99.8% confident. Johnny's Voltara video, the PCB designing machine or creating machine, is the thing that took off. Millions of views. Hey Johnny? Okay, so that's good. So I'm going to be able to solve that with this, which is great. So lots of those I need to do. So it's really going to be just a matter of working out how to sort out the components now. And then I have to write all the tindie stuff. I have to put all the tindie stuff together. And making a tindie store page is time consuming and a bit painful. And then I also need to... I don't think I need to do a build video because I've got my first video that does the build, right? I might just need to do a follow-up video. Hello Fred Flintstone. I get stuck after 10. Have you tried the weight method? I don't know what that's in response to. Yeah, I don't know what's happening in the chat. Shove you, KaiCad spam. What? Okay, anyway. So, like, I'm hoping to get these kits up realistically within the next couple of weeks. Like, I'd like to think that I could get it done by the weekend, maybe, but it's not going to happen. And then it's potentially take a couple of days for the the store page to get approved, and then yeah, plus I got lots more stuff to print. Like, I want to have at least maybe 20 kits ready to go if I can, so I don't have to stress about quickly making them if I need to. Yeah, I don't know what's happening right now with the chat, but let's everyone play nice, everyone be nice. What is this kit for? Like, anyone in chat can tell me what the device is. This is my... Well, other people can... Okay. Let's just keep it nice, everyone. Everyone's allowed to talk about whatever they want to talk about. Station 240, that's fine. No one's... If anyone's pitching directly to you, sorry. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, let's everyone chill. So it's my W.O.P.R kit. I've got a video about it. It's a W.O.P.R project. See the board at the back, and so these will be kits of this that people will be able to get and assemble. There's some surface mount stuff to do at the back to solder, and there's a lot of through-hole soldering, and it's a kit to, yeah, for my W.O.P.R project, which is, I have a link for, I can probably get a link. Let me get a link. Oh no, imagine that thing with a dot matrix VFD. Yeah, that'd be beautiful. They're really hard to get though. Oh, right. Having weight and counting them, sure. Very hard to do that with little components, though. Program that you use to draw the circuit now. That's not a circuit that I was drawing in. That's just some graphic software. That's Affinity Designer. I'm not drawing the circuit. I'm drawing marketing material for it. So I'm going to need those images for my Tindie store, and I'm going to need images for copy link address. Oh, thank you, Mr. Watts. I was about to paste that, but David did it. So that's my W.O.P.R project. Googled it, and I got the War Games movie. I never watched it. Okay, well, yes, this is about the missile launch sequence from the movie War Games, yes. So that's exactly what the project is for. Yeah, so this software is it's called Affinity Designer, and it's just like Adobe Illustrator. It's a vector program, and I'm using it just to make marketing material. The actual board itself is, I use Eagle. So here it is in Eagle. That's actually the front, and that's the back. So that's my CAD software. I've been playing around with KiCad, but I don't know. Look, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of the Eagle moving to Fusion 360 thing. I'm really not. And I think, like, eventually Eagle's going to get transitioned out. Like, it will have an end of life. So, yeah, I can't see myself moving to do my CAD stuff in Fusion right now, just because Fusion's, as a connected application for me, is too slow. Yes, it's a clock. I mean, it's running it's got a tiny Pico in the back, so my example code does have, well, let me just plug it in and put my example code on. Haven't you all seen the video? Surely you've watched the video. Let me just switch. That's not it, but if I load my project code, assuming that the Arduino IDE will let me get to the menu, because sometimes it doesn't. Open. Okay, I'm just compiling now. It'll upload in a moment. Thanks, Red Nukes People's Minds. That's hard to say. Later saw the effect on Sneakers. Sneakers, great film. Really enjoyed that film too. When will ID 119 be released, do you reckon? No idea. Not really. Yeah, I don't know. You have to ping the Arduino guys and ask them. Come on, compile. Okay, here we go. Maybe. Oh, one menu. Okay. So, oops. So, it's got different modes, and one of them is a clock. There you go. It's 9:30, 34 seconds. So yes, it is a clock, amongst other things. Not quite sure why I'm doing this now. Did everyone hear the noise? You must be able to hear the noise. Is there a War Games anniversary coming up so you can capitalise it? Is it a calendar? Well, it can be whatever you want. I mean, the whole idea is it's a 12-digit display. You can make it say whatever. You can make it like... You don't have to use any of this code, right? This could just be used as a messaging screen. I mean, the Tiny Pico's plugged into the back. You can use it with Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. You can make it do whatever you want it to do. I just happen to make it based on, yeah, it's 12 digits because of the codes from War Games. And I don't know what I'm launching. Yeah, War Games was a long time ago. So anyway, yeah, that's what it is. And you can, like, right now you can make it show a message that you code in via the code. So at the end of the sequence, it just says whatever. But yeah, I mean, the code that I ship with this or that I'll have in GitHub will just be this code. But you can do with it what you want. It's just a display. So it's 12 digits. So you can, yeah. And I'm using the Adafruit library for it, and the Adafruit library you can scroll text with it and all sorts of stuff. So the only winning move is not to play. Yes. It could be a YouTube subscriber counter. Yeah, it's still a thing. It can be used for lots of stuff. Absolutely. And like, remember, I've got my that soundbox I did, my first War Games video that I did on YouTube. Was a soundbox from War Games. It's got all those samples. So yeah, it'd be cool to build some samples in it as well. Maybe when you turn it on, it says "Greetings, Professor Falcon" or something. I don't know. Lots of things can be done with it. I'm not going to sit here and like, not here. I'm not going to ship, you know, stacks of different code for it, right? Like, I mean, the code that I'm going to ship with it is the launching code, missile code stuff, but you'll be able to program whatever you want. Xeon is bringing the A game. Does it speak? Well, it can, as I said, it can speak. It can play samples. I mean, that's the reason why I put the audio shield on the back. Oops, which you can't see. That's why, no, not that one. That's why I'm using an audio shield as well. I haven't got it turning off the API. I need to do that. So, I mean, you can even plug speakers into that, right? You can have external speakers if you want something that's really got some oomph. I mean, it's not a huge amplifier, but it's a mono. I think it's a 2.5 watt little amp, so it can definitely drive sound much louder than this speaker, or the magnetic buzzer. So you can just wire in two speakers here, plus and minus, and you just switch it over to external. See you, Pierre. Catch you later. So it's got a lot of extensibility. It can be used for lots of different things. But yeah, what do I think about the new Portenta? I think it's a very fancy board. I'm not quite sure who they're targeting though, especially for the price point. But you know, it's a nicely designed board. It's got a lot of functionality, like a lot of scope. But at $99, you know, you can buy stuff that's as powerful for cheaper. Or yeah, so I don't know. I think it's great that Arduino themselves as a hardware company are doing a better job with doing all the different types of hardware, but I also think they're doing too much hardware, too much different types of hardware, and there used to be a lot more focus on the Arduino hardware. I know there's a lot of clones and stuff, but there was a lot of focus on what the target was for their hardware, and I think that's kind of been muddied a bit, so I'm not kind of sure where they're going with all of their different boards now. I mean, they've got so many of their MKR range, and yeah, I don't know, but it's not my problem. I mean, they obviously, hopefully they know what they're doing. Tiny Pico has more compute power than the original W.O.P.R. Probably. I think so. It's got connectivity, which is good. It looks like a rugged Arduino for industrial use. It's not rugged. It's but it's a, and I wouldn't think it's industrial use. Not really. Like for industrial use stuff, like people don't go and buy an existing microcontroller and put that in their designs. Like they'll generally be designing from scratch. I don't know. I mean, it's still very much a development board. That's the thing, right? These are all these boards out there. They're development boards. People get them for prototyping and design. Very rarely will you take an existing board like that and make that part of maybe for a one-off industrial application or something. I don't know. Can you teach the futility of war to an ESP32? I don't know. I'm sure with AI now you could definitely do some interesting game learning exercises. They have a great core product base, so I think it's good if they're testing the market. Well, that's the thing, I don't know if they've got a great core product base anymore. They used to have one with their Uno and their Nano and their Mega. Now they have a very fragmented marketplace, product base. You know, hey, I want to get an MKR board. Okay, great. There's like how many to choose from? This one's got this and this and this, but not this. And this one's got this and this, but not this. And this has got this and this. It's like, I feel like they're trying to make a board for everyone, for everywhere. Like, you know, like, so every single person out there, there is a board in their range for them. I think that's really muddies the water a bit. And yeah, I'm not sure how that's cost effective for them, personally. To have so many different products, so many different SKUs, that's all. But again, they know their stuff better than I know their stuff. So David finishes his HAL 9000, you can make it play chess against your W.O.P.R. Now that would be cool. What do you reckon, Mr. Watts? W.O.P.R versus HAL 9000? Do you remember that chess project we were working on ages ago? Was it with Eric, I think? Am I starting to break even now? No, I'm still running at a loss. I'm going to be running out of time soon. I reckon 2020 is the year that if one of my new projects that I'm working on right now doesn't take off, then yeah, 2020 is the year that I probably go get a job, which is a bit of a shame, I think. But you know, I'm giving it my all at the moment with the stuff that I'm working on. The potential with the product ideas I've got, maybe we'll see. But I'd need to, you know, this year I'd need to have to replicate a Tiny Pico scale project to be able to see myself still doing this in 2021. Ian saying 2020 is the year I think I will go full time at mine and retire from the day job. That's exciting, Ian. I hope you do. Yeah. I have some contract work that I'm still negotiating with a couple of different people, and I'm waiting for things to start. I've kind of got thumbs up, but the projects haven't started yet. Some of them might be ongoing work and some of them might be short-term work. We'll see. I've signed a few NDAs, but things take time. So mate, that thing was just a poor ESP01. I'm not sure. It's compute IP socket before you board. You think it'll run out of memory? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure we can relook at it if you want to. We'll see. Thanks. I'm rooting for myself too. Yeah. I mean the hold up with stuff in China has definitely slowed my momentum down. JRC PCB has stated that they're back up to full capacity now in terms of their time frames, but some of my boards I've got with them right now, we've got 11-day build times. Some of the boards are already done, but they're waiting. I've got more boards to submit. So I don't know. I'm also stretched really thin right now because I'm working on so many different things. So yeah, one of the risks of working on I've got multiple opportunities to have a successful year this year with some projects I'm working on, but the downside to that is I'm working on so many projects at once that it makes it very hard. I need to push them all forward together. I'm not at a point where I can pick one or two right now. For instance, I'm 55 and want to enjoy the rest of my life. Home electronics is where it's at. Sure. Working for the man your whole life, especially when you want to do your own stuff, is it's tough. Absolutely. I don't look. I'm intrigued. I have to be honest. I'm intrigued by going into the workforce and having a job, because I haven't had a job for a long time. Right. Like before I was doing this electronic stuff, I had a games company, 2 games companies. Over 12 years, and then before that I had a VFX company, so for 14 years. So I've been running my own stuff pretty much my whole life. Before that I worked for IBM and for ISSC, for the Global Asset Management part of IBM. So that was the last full-time job I had, and that was a really, really long time ago, when I was a young'un. So I'm kind of intrigued about going back and getting a job and actually mixing with people. This is very isolating. I work from home, I chat with people, on Skype or whatever sometimes, or on the phone, and I get to chat with all of you on a Wednesday, which I love my live streams. It's, I can only hear myself talking, but you're typing, which is great. But, I'm intrigued by what it would be like to hang out with other people and learn from other people in a working environment, and get to experience and work on new things, which would be really good. So the learning part of my brain is excited by doing something like that, but the going in and getting a job after all of this time part doesn't excite me. So I'd rather make this work. I really would, but whoa, Mr. Watts, you and I are going to have a chat. Thank you very much, but you and I are going to have a chat. I wish you wouldn't have done that. Seriously. He knows what I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention it unless he wants to. Yeah. It's tough making full-time. Thought about part-time. Look, yeah, possibly, but I don't know. Look, right now I don't even know where I'd get a job. A full-time job. David Watts did something, yes, and I got a ping. He did something, but I'm not going to say. That's up to him if he wants to. But either way, I'm going to have a chat with him afterwards. Yeah, so getting a job is going to be a struggle, I think. He sent me a cool meme. Okay, we'll call it that. Just need that better mousetrap. Look, I'm not looking for I don't want to retire. Like, I want to do this for a living, right? Like, I'm not looking at my like the product that's going to let me just sail away into the Bahamas. Like, I want to. I'm trying to build something sustainable, right? I don't need, you know, like we're pretty. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, budget wise, living wise, like we're slim. Like, we're, you know, I'm still burning through savings. You know, Tiny Pico allowed me to dramatically reduce how fast I was burning through my savings, right? Which was great for a period of time. But that's kind of over with now. You know, I'm still making Tiny Picos and selling them, but nowhere near the same quantities that I was. So, you know, like, yeah, I'm not a greedy guy. I'm not looking. It's the wrong wording, right? I know that, but like, I'm not looking to get rich. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to be able to afford to pay my mortgage, feed my kids, and do this for a living. That's what you know, that's my aim. My financial aspirations are not high. They're just, I'm after consistency, and that's the struggle. Consistency is a struggle. You know, like Crowd Supply are running fairly low on their stock for that big order I gave them. I mean, they're not ready to run out tomorrow, but probably over the next couple of months they're going to run out. Adafruit are getting close to selling out their third lot of their third or fourth order of Tiny Picos, their biggest order they've done so far. I'm hoping that Crowd Supply will do another order of Tiny Picos. It probably won't be anywhere near as big as, you know, the 2 and a bit thousand I sent them last time. It'll most likely be in the maybe 500 range or something. So, but that means I still have to go and make another 500 Tiny Picos for that order type thing, you know what I mean? Like, nothing's changed in terms of my costings for those. If anything, I'm buying components in less quantities now, so some of my components are costing me a bit more. The other thing to consider, this is for everyone, it's nothing to do with me, is because of what's happened in China, there's going to be, like, I'm kind of predicting this now, there's going to be a raw minerals shortage out of China for a while, and component prices are going to go up. And I think, like, I'm pretty sure that stuff like caps, like MLCCs, are going to go massively up in price. I reckon there's going to be a shortage on them again. I think it's going to go up like it did it back in 2018. I think there's a lot of stuff that's going to be very hard to source, and pricing is going to go up heaps. And I think that's going to be a problem for a lot of people in manufacturing anyway. Hey Martend, just want to do work that you really like and earn a living from it. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we all want to do. I mean, not everyone wants to do their own thing. There are plenty of people out there that are quite happy and content, you know, having a job and working for another company. And hey Milosh, you know, and whatever. Like, not everyone has to run their own thing. I've got this entrepreneurial bug. I've had it my whole life, and so that's where I'm at. But you know, I'm never going to judge anyone that wants to, you know, as long as they're happy doing what they're doing, that's what matters. And for me, I just want to enjoy what I'm doing. You know, if you can take the money stress out of it, then it becomes a lot more enjoyable. Like, the stress of finances and bills and stuff makes anything you do more stressful than it needs to be, right? And there's too many people in the world right now that are, you know, are finding it really difficult financially, right? And it's not new, it's been around for a while, but I think it's going to keep getting worse. And look, I'll be honest, like, I was very lucky with my game company. You know, I had a very successful game studio, won lots of awards. The studio won awards, my games won awards, my games did really well, you know, but, you know, and that allowed me to stop making games and start doing this, you know. And I've been going now for what, you know, it's a couple of years. I've been a full-time YouTuber and maker, learning and building and whatever, and it's been great, but my runway's running out, you know. My games company wasn't good enough that I could retire, and I could never retire, right? Like, my brain can't retire. but it was good enough to allow me to do this and to see if I can build something. And you know, I'm not out yet, but this year is going to be like, I'm not going to make it to the end of the year, put it that way. You know, even if I sold another 1,000 tiny picos this year, I'm still not going to make it to the end of the year. So I'm hoping that something else, it's not going to be a Reflow Master Pro, right? Like this is not the product that's going to save me. It's too niche. Doesn't matter how many of these I sell, it's too niche. So yeah, I need something else that you're confusing luck and hard work and talent. Who's confusing luck? Did I use the word luck? Or are you talking about someone else? Hey Bornak, 10 years since I made the decision to leave academia and tackle the steep learning curve of searching for a tech job. Yeah. You got lucky. Right, okay, sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean lucky as, sorry, I don't even know what I said. I didn't mean lucky as in I got lucky. Although there's a massive amount of luck with games. Sorry, there is. I'm happy to explain that. Luck is a really important part of games, but you got to have a good game to start with, right? I mean, yes, I put a lot of work into my game studio, like a lot of hours, 7 days a week, 15 hours a day for 10 years. Like, it was massive hard work, don't get me wrong. The luck with games is, I'll tell you what, you can spend $1 million designing an App Store game, right, which is ridiculous, but that's what some of them cost these days. You can spend $1 million designing an App Store game, and it can be the best game that's ever been invented, right? And you could accidentally choose a day to release it that something else gets released that completely takes over all of the press, and your game doesn't get seen by anyone. And on the app stores, all the app stores, your launch week is the most important bit of your launch ever. If you can't get a feature on your launch week, if you can't get eyes on your game on your launch week, your 95% of the time your game is dead, unrecoverable. And that is luck. That is absolutely luck, because you don't know when other people are scheduling games. Because if it's a big game, if it's a big thing, if it's something really important, they keep it under wraps. They don't, no one announces, the next, what's an example? I don't know. I don't know what an example is off the top of my head. But like, let's say World of Warcraft was coming to the iPhone. I don't know if it is on the whatever, right? You know what I mean? Like, they don't announce when World of Warcraft, what their release date's going to be. Like, it's coming soon. They all this buzz, but the day they actually launch it, that's secret. The day it appears generally on the device, and Apple will know about it. Bang, right? And if you happen to pick that day to release your game, you are screwed. And it doesn't matter how much money you threw in your game. It doesn't matter how good your game is. It doesn't matter how good your studio is. So there's absolutely a lot of luck on stuff like that. And I was lucky. There was a couple of times where we released kind of bad timing, but generally, yeah. Anyway. But yes, luck does not replace hard work at all. Wonder what great games were missed that were overshadowed by Flappy Bird. Right, well, Flappy Bird didn't have a big launch. Like, it didn't take over everything on the launch. It just did very well during its launch week. That's what I find tricky. I need to spend enough time at my day job to earn money to live, and savings, have leftovers to work on my own project, but that doesn't leave much time to work on said project. Well, that's the other thing. I'm concerned that if I had a full-time job, that I'd let all this stuff slide. And I think having a part-time job would be very hard to juggle the two, I think. That wouldn't sting as bad if it's your hard work gets beaten down by a match 4 game with a bought and paid for brand attached. It wouldn't sting as bad. I think, is that sarcasm, right? Yeah. I'm at work, so I've missed bits. Do you have a cost for the W.O.P.R short form, long? What do you mean short form, long form kits? There's only going to be the one type of kit. No, I mentioned earlier on in the stream I don't have a price for it yet. I've not even costed it up yet. So yeah, I don't know. I'll announce when I've worked it all out and I've got the store page and stuff ready. I'll announce what it's going to be. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously component costs, PCB only or plus components. No, it'll be just, it won't be PCB only. It'll be the whole kit. Like you buy the whole kit or nothing. Like, yeah, like you don't have to buy it with a tiny pico or an audio shield, but the rest of it will come together. I'm not making different varieties of it and then, like, I need to know I've got enough parts for X many kits. It becomes too hard to juggle otherwise. Like I thought about letting people 3D print their own insert and not supplying the 3D printed insert, but you know, not everyone's got a 3D printer, and again, it just becomes messy. And then how do I cost just the 3D printed insert? Because if I costed that properly, I mean, it's, you know, almost 2 hours per plastic thing to print. Like, how do I cost that? You know what I mean? Like, it's tying up my printer. So my full-time job is definitely having an effect on my hobbies over the past 6 months. It's tough to find time and motivation. Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's hard enough to do that just with general hobbies anyway, right? But there's so much coordination involved with this type of stuff as a hobby. You know, sourcing components for your project and having to wait for them, right? Ordering PCBs or ordering parts, whatever, and having to wait. Logistically, getting stuff ready. You know, there's a lot of waiting involved with projects like this, and a lot of planning involved with making sure you've got everything you need and finding the right parts and stuff. So it's not like you can come home from work, oh, I've got a few hours, I'm going to whip something together. Like, you need to have everything you need to whip something together already, I think. Yeah. Tom's got his soldering iron warmed up and ready. Awesome. Don't leave your soldering iron on for too long. Like, it's going to be a couple of weeks still to be like, if I'm going to be truthful to myself, by the time I get this ready and up and launched. Like, I'm getting everything ready now. This, you know, I'm printing stuff and making stuff. I'll get all the rest of the stuff laser cut today, so that's all ready to go. I'll start cutting up all the component strips and stuff and getting them all in bags. Yeah, and then it's all the non-kit stuff. Yeah, it's all the marketing stuff, all the copy, YouTube and stuff. Do you know a game called Badlands? Badland? No. You're talking about Borderlands, are you? It's in hibernating. Oh, right, okay. Your iron's hibernating, cool. My full-time job is taking most of my energy. Part of it is designing hardware. Right, so if I could find a job, full-time, part-time, that's in the hardware making space, then that helps, right? Because that's keeping my mind in that space. But, you know, like, I don't really want to go get a job in a completely unrelated industry. Like, I definitely don't want to go get a coding job, a corporate coding job. I don't want to go get a games job or anything else like that. It's a game on Android and iPhone. No. I don't play any games anymore. I haven't played games for ages. Making games put me off playing games. So yeah, I don't even follow what games are coming out. Like, I don't even have any of my consoles plugged in anymore. They're all in the garage, in boxes. You could hit up Element 14. Do you mean in terms of their channel? I definitely don't want to be making videos for other people. I find enough trouble making videos for myself. I mean, I haven't released a video for a couple of weeks and don't have anything on. I've got plenty of things on my list of videos to make, but I've got nothing in production right now. Yeah, I don't want to be making videos for other people. I don't think so. At work I do software, basic PCB hardware, and my boss is qualified instrument maker. So he does the cabinetry. Okay, cool. That sounds cool. Like, I'm not, you know, I don't mind what space I'm working in, so long as it involves hardware. I don't mind doing a bit of hardware, a bit of software. You know, in the workforce, I don't want to be just a software guy, though. And I don't want to... I'm still not sure I can just be a hardware guy. Look, if I can pick up some contract work this year, it'll definitely help. We're part-time creating IoT stuff, part-time programming logistics systems. Okay, that sounds like a good balance. Yeah, I need to find, again, a balance of all sorts of stuff, I think. Somehow. Wow, okay, I've been going for a while, 2.5 hours. I think... Should we... Thanks, Mr. Watts. I appreciate it. As I said, look, there's some people I'm talking to. There's 2 people I'm talking to, contract work-wise. There's a third company I started talking to a few days ago, who are using my Tiny Pico in some stuff at the moment, and I just got an NDA from them to sign so I can start talking to them about their project. They're doing some really exciting stuff. But who knows? I don't know. Hello, Chris Cochran. You missed it all. You did. How you doing, mate? So look, hopefully I will still be doing this for a little while to come. But we'll see. I'm just making it clear that my financial runway is... I can see the end line. I can see the big... There's the, you know... Like on the train tracks, you know, at the end of the line, they've got the big things with those things to stop the train if it hits them. Yeah, that's what's at the end. I can see that in the distance. So, consulting service type job, part-time, maybe testing stuff. Possibly. Look, I don't know. There's not a lot of scope in Melbourne. Like, I can't leave countries. I can't leave state. I can't leave country. So, whatever I find has to be in Melbourne. And I'm not sure there's a lot of scope. I don't know. Wouldn't even know where to find a lot of these companies. Like, I know I've got friends who work at companies who do exactly what I'm looking for, but having spoken to a few of them, they're not really sure that there are any roles that suit me there because I'm not specialised enough in any particular field. You know, that's going to be the biggest problem with me getting a job, I think. But we'll see. Can you see the trees? No, there are no trees. It's just like the... It's just the... Have you all seen it, what's the film called? 13th... Is it 13th floor? 14th floor. 13th floor. I think it was the 13th floor. It came out around the time The Matrix came out. For those that... or even... Okay, Dark City. It's in Dark City. Anyway, they've all got this view where you can see the end of the world and then there's nothing. Right? Well, that's what I can see. It's the nothing from the never-ending story, and it's coming towards me very fast, faster than I'd like. Thanks, Martand. I appreciate it. Look, sorry, this talk is not to encourage folks here to buy stuff or anything. So that wasn't my intent. Like, you know, it's been a while since I've spoken about that journey part. I mean, early on in my channel, I had a lot of questions from people about, you know, are you doing this full time? How are you paying to do it full time? How are you affording to, you know, to do this? And it's been a while since I've done a follow up on that. So yeah, and I've always been really transparent about it. You know, I don't, you know, I'm not independently wealthy. I don't have a family member that left me a whole bunch of money. I don't have a benefactor. You know, I had a successful games company. I made enough money to, you know, to fund this for a while, and that's now coming close to running out. So, as I knew it would, you know. And look, I've gone through some time over the last couple of years where I've, you know, maybe haven't been working as hard as I could. You know, like I'd be running way too running meaning moving way too fast for a period of time, and then get completely burnt out and have mini burnouts along the way. But overall, though, I've been working at a pretty hectic pace since I started the channel, and yeah, it's not like I haven't given it a good red hot shot, and I'm going to continue doing so. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep fighting to the last minute. But at some point during my fighting, I also have to be job hunting, which scares the bejesus out of me. But anyway, I'm full-time working, trying to work less by making boards and stuff. Yeah, like I'm the other way around. I'm going to have to do the full-time working to be able to keep doing it. But harder than most. What? I hope you're not suggesting I work harder than most, because I don't believe that. Anyway, all you Andys look the same. What? Thanks, Martin. I know, and I've got some very generous community members in many different ways. I mean, I've got folks that supported me on Patreon, which is really fantastic, and folks are supporting by buying my stuff, which is great. And I've had folks doing super chat donations and stuff, and I've had folks just helping me by spreading the word, about my channel or about my products. Like I'm really grateful. Like it's been a very humbling journey, which is why I've always had such a problem pushing or selling myself. Like I try not to, because I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, thanks, Chris. I think I'll give you number 2. I think Tom gets number 1. Thanks, David. Have a good sleep, mate. Thank you. I'll chat with you soon. I am going to talk to you though about stuff though. Just be warned. It's not the buffers you need. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Damn, I thought I'd gone. Yeah, I don't need the light at the end of the tunnel, because that implies the end goal, or you know what I mean. Yeah. Anyway, thanks, Ian. Thanks to everyone. Anyway, yeah, I'm not a big enough channel to I can't live off YouTube, obviously. My subs have been going backwards over the last 4 weeks, which is frustrating. Yeah, I can't live off YouTube, and obviously I can't live off Patreon, but it all helps, right? It helps to slow down the burn overall. So, and I'm really appreciative of it all. Yeah, Tom, I'll give you number 1. I'm not going to number them, but Chris is number 2, Ian's number 3. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, okay, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you all. It's been great chatting. Hopefully, there was really nothing to learn out of what I did, but got to see a bit of an insight. Are you telling us that YouTubers aren't rich? Or maybe some of them are, but none that I know. Yeah, I wish the days of YouTube and financial success, I think they're long gone. I think that ended the week before I launched my channel. Yeah. Yeah, the media. What do they know? Anyway, okay. Have a fantastic day, everyone. For those of you going to sleep, have a good night's sleep. For those of you that have to work today, like me, bummer, but gotta do what you're gonna do. Yep, don't forget to thumbs up. And I can't even pronounce that. What that is anyway. Okay, I'm going. Oh, coffee. Yeah, I need a coffee as well. Bye, folks. Really appreciate it. I'll catch you later. Have a great week. Oh, there might be a Maker Cast this weekend. So Sunday night, Monday morning. There was no Maker Cast last week for logistics reasons. It should be this week, so stay tuned. I don't know who's hosting yet. It could be me. It could be Mr. David Watts. I don't know. But there should be a Maker Cast this coming weekend. So my Monday morning, everyone else's Sunday night. Yeah? Okay, cool. Catch you later. Bye.